And action.
Welcome to the Centre for Mediocrity, where near enough is good enough. Can you put the camera back on me? I'm over here. This isn't even close to where near enough is good enough. We'll have to start all over again. Welcome to the Centre for Mediocrity, where near enough is
hang
good
on.
enough.
Got to turn the camera on.
Just stay in that position, put the camera back on me.
Oh, hang on. The sign's falling down. The Centre of Mediocrity sign.
We'll have to proceed without it. Can you be quiet over there? We're filming here. Okay. Welcome to the Centre for Mediocrity, where near enough is good enough. And at 5 o'clock, we have a race meeting. Who's been playing with the teleprompter?
No, we haven't turned it on properly. That was yesterday's news.
We'll have to proceed without it.
Will you survive without a teleprompter?
I have to.
Okay.
And here we are for the Centre of Mediocrity, where near enough is good enough.
Cut. It's morning tea break. Quiet on set.
Quiet on set.
Come closer if you can.
If I was any closer, I'd be behind you.
Stay there.
Welcome to the Centre for Mediocrity, where near enough is good enough. Here we believe being late is okay, provided you aren't too late. We believe in putting something off until tomorrow, what could be done today.
Stop.
Sorry I'm late, I was in the toilet.
Let's reshoot. We believe we could put something off until tomorrow, what we can do today.
Do you want to film tomorrow?
We're meant to start now.
Yes, we believe in putting something off until tomorrow, what you could do today. Let's interview Gerald.
Don't stand in front of the host.
So, what do you do at the centre?
I'm in charge of time management.
What better person to be in charge of time management? Someone who's always late.
Why don't you two stand closer and shake hands?
Let's meet with the person in charge of prevention for clumsiness, an important role in health and safety issues.
Oh, ouch! Oh.
Are you in charge of prevention of clumsiness?
Yes, I am. It's a very important role. Oh, shit.
Let's shake hands for the camera, shall we?
All right, yeah, good idea. Oh, sorry.
I think we'll miss the falls and balance expert.
A good idea.
At the centre of mediocrity, we tend to be decisive as we sit on the fence.
I'm not sure if they're sitting on the fence or giving us the arse.
It doesn't matter which way, the effect is still the same.
Let's look at reception.
While wearing his Jerry Lewis grin and his W.C. Fields hat, he lit up a Groucho Marx cigar, setting alight his Serrano de Bergerac nose. And then he rode off on his Will Rogers Palomino through the Peckinpah Desert, past the W.C. Griffith movie houses, past the Buster Keaton rail yard, until he came to a girl with Betty Grable legs, Jean Harlow thighs, Carol Lombard eyes, and a Marlene Dietrich mouth. And then he gave her a poem. Not one of those wham bam thank you ma'am poems. Not one of those swoon into my arms and catch me I'm falling poems. Not one of those scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. It was just a hello, I'm glad to see you poem. That's all it was. And then she smiled.
When we think of bag ladies, what immediately comes to mind in the popular imagination is someone down and out. Sadly, being a bag lady carries stigma. However, when it comes down to my experience, bags signify a totally different thing altogether. Bags are there as a means of celebration and to fill up with goodies. rather than drag around often filled up with rotting food and rubbish, ashamedly dressed in rags. My bags, as a rule, are a fashion statement and lift me up, and not just by the handle. They give me a place in life. The designer labels almost protect me at arm's length from the poorhouse. How I love all my bags. I have a real thing for bags in all shapes, designs and sizes. They are beautifully displayed and decorate much of my apartment. Many times I drag out 2 or even 3 bags from around the place, knowing I'm going to make a killing either at the nearest designer shop or supermarket. I then can't wait to transport my many precious items home. Having so many bags is almost like having kittens. I cannot get enough of them. I can feel them growing like rabbits. However, the buying of bags has become a real habit, and I couldn't imagine life without so many bags. Even the plastic bags have a special place too in my apartment, and I dare say are very handy to have for household use, such as getting rid of small amounts of rubbish and also for lining small bins. Coming back to being a bag lady in the real sense of the word, I am grateful and privileged to be worth far more than the contents of all my bags, and luckily I do not have to live off and even eat out of them. However, I have at the same time been bagged for being a bag lady around my local neighbourhood, for going around the streets with all my great and never-ending collection of fancy and designer bags. I know I'm a shopaholic, and many people, especially locals, probably know it too. So many of my bags have been picked up from cheap $2 shops to the much more expensive high-end designer shops. The bag seems to come at me from everywhere. As the bags mount steadily, I cannot let go or get rid of them, particularly the big plastic reusable ones from the supermarket. I even hang on to ones too far gone with many holes in them, or even filled with bits of tissue and debris. This is the closest that I come to being a real bag lady. Yes, I feel whole with all my bags, and I'm always on the lookout for more. In many ways, I have lost count of all the number of my bags I have filling up my apartment. Many of them lurk in suitcases, others are buried underneath other ones. Some are even trapped in boxes. I could almost gag on all my plastic bags. However, to me, in many ways, plastic is fantastic. Above all, though, they serve as a wonderful reminder of my total sum of great shopping experiences. I want to hang on to all these sensations, not to mention all my many goodies from all these beautiful shops which I visit daily. I know it's ridiculous to keep hanging on to my many bags, but it's almost like having a third eye or bionic arm. My bags really form part of me. My bags also guide me through rather than hurry me through life. With all my bags, I feel protected from harm. They act like karma. They lead the way from shop to shop. They give me strength and direction. Even though I shop till I almost drop, my bags keep proudly propping me up. The flashy labels really stand out rather than cry out like the bags of the poor real bag ladies found thrown in street corners and lost in parks. They are like magnificent trophies as I proudly display them in all their array. On the whole, I find it very hard to part company with just about any bag, whether it be flimsy plastic or heavy-duty leather. And most importantly, my bags never make me feel under the weather, especially when they arrive all shiny and new, straight from the designer shop, or I pull out a favourite one to make my day. And yes, they give me a real pull and make my life really feel full. I feel I have plenty of feathers in my cap with all my bags.
Hello.
Hello, what do you want?
We're just filming the Centre for Mediocrity.
What do you want from me?
Just want to ask you some questions.
What do you want to ask?
Is it busy at reception?
Of course, no one knows what's going on, particularly me.
You are the reception.
I just tell people where to go.
That's good.
No, it's not. I just tell them to go away. They're either in meetings or putting it off to tomorrow or whatever.
Excuse me, are you in charge of catering for the centre?
That's me.
Do you cook the meals?
No, I just ordered in the pizzas.
That's it?
Yes.
Can't you vary it?
No, that's it.
Do you ring people up to find out more about the centre?
We have some wonderful responses.
That's good.
Most people say they'll ring back tomorrow.
I guess that's good if you're putting off most things until tomorrow anyway.
We have a good sample, over 100.
What was the reaction?
Usually get lost.
Where are you going?
It's lunchtime.
Catered by the caterer who orders in pizza?
That's us.
I'm trapped in a cage, the cage I unknowingly built around myself. Trying to improve, trying not to use, but being questioned by each and every one of you. Having lost all trust with my past behaviours that have caused myself and you all so much disgust. Sometimes I wonder, why should I stop, give in to the night, the fight with addiction? I could get in my car and switch off my phone, kiss my children on the cheek and wave goodbye to my home. I could drive and drive some more, just me on my own, free as a bird. I could find a pipe, find a park and then smoke it through, light and dark. Take my soul, I don't want to feel. Wrap me up in your warm cocoon. Are my motherly responsibilities even real? Where did that girl go? The one who believed in herself and could take on the world. Is she still somewhere or has she all but gone? What does it take to destroy someone's soul? There is nothing left of me. All the pieces have all but been taken. There's only a voice that takes all control, that pushes what's left of me out of the holes. This voice makes up lies, it cheats and it steals. It is an awful excuse for a friend, a mother, a daughter or wife. This voice will take over, can't let my guard down. It is always there, waiting to pounce.
At 3 a.m, I'm usually asleep. The silence is with me, bar the seldom dreams. A dream has awoken me. I feel startled. When I'm awake at this time, I know that the peace, the silence is out there somewhere. I need to find it for my slumber to return. I'll check for anything that will distract this tranquility. Turning off my mobile phone assures me of no unexpected tweets or text messages. Waiting for peace of mind to return. Have I silence in my mind, or is it buzzing with today's concerns and tomorrow's worries? Now that I have turned off any possible incoming frequencies, this silence begins to manifest. I try not to clutter my mind with woes and worries. That's noise in itself. Within this silence, the bird chirps and the spider crawls up the wall. Although I can't hear the spider, I am certainly well assured that life goes on. Now this space of rest is peaceful, I feel a slumber coming on. Bliss has returned. Good night and sleep well.
The pizzas are very good here.
The best.
Let's interview this person.
Good afternoon, you've come to see what we do best.
Yes, that would be a novelty.
Pizza, we do it so well.
What do you do?
I'm the bus driver when I have a licence.
So you can't drive then?
No,
How do you transport people?
we don't. They catch a tram.
So what's your name?
Terry.
Terry, let's get a photo. Can you put the camera back on me?
Oh, sorry, I was just trying to get some pizza.
The centre of mediocrity. When near enough is good enough.
Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry. I forgot to put the film in.
Mediocrity is contagious. Even our independent cameraman turns into a klutz.
About 3 months after I started at Social Security, I was demoted from my 2-3 position back to a clerk class 1 because of my slack and disruptive attitude. I was always clowning around at work. At the slightest excuse, I would leave my desk to fraternise with my fellow clerks and clerical assistants, or embark on convoluted peregrinations of the building, supposedly searching for a file if questioned. I gained notoriety with my supervisors as a slack-assed bludger. As a one again, I was lumbered with the unenviable tedium of Coro, processing departmental correspondence. After my heady days as a 2-3, I chafed at the boredom of signing endless reams of letters with the salutation AR Cop, AR Cop, AR Cop. I eventually hit upon a solution to this soul-crushing tedium. I signed the letters with the names of historical, literary, imagined and downright silly persons. The days flashed by in a blur of fun and joy as I appended names such as Snappy Sammy Sluicegate, Chester the Child Molester, on letters to Benno's receiving the dole. A sample letter might read, "Dear Sir, your unemployment benefit has been terminated on the grounds that you are deemed to be voluntarily unemployed. Yours faithfully, Adolf Hitler." Some days I'd sign the Coro with the names of 60s TV personalities, such as Happy Hammond, Joffa Boy, King Corky, King of the Kids, Uncle Norman, Professor Ratbaggy and so on. Eventually the letters inched their way through the bowels of the bureaucracy and returned to my section of the office. Once, a clerical assistant voiced his incredulity that St Joan of Arc could have signed a sickness benefit questionnaire. Somehow, my unconscious mind presented a character to me that was to become part of the fabric of my being. I'd always loved comics and the superheroes that populated their pages. Superman, Batman, Captain America, Iron Man and their ilk nourished my imagination. It is not at all odd, therefore, that a superhero should arise to champion my forays into the realms of signature silliness. One day, Captain Fish appeared, and his name was blazoned across uncounted pages of departmental correspondence. Captain Fish was a man of action, and such unlikely concoctions as Captain Fish Rides Again, Captain Fish versus the Acme Loan Shark Company, and I Was a Teenage Captain Fish were scrawled beneath the name AR Cop. Of course, my days of bliss could not last. One afternoon in June 1975, David Fidge, the senior clerk, approached my desk and escorted me to the assistant director's office. "I think you know what this is all about," he said. Once inside the office, Len O'Loughlin, the assistant director, asked me, "Do you recognise these?" and slid a pile of DSS letters across his desk. The letters were signed Captain Fish, Fish Fingers Walk Again, and Son of Captain Fish. I saw no reason to deny my culpability, so I confessed to signing the letters. "Why did you do this?" O'Loughlin demanded. "Because I was bored." "Who put you up to this?" I remembered a literary precedent to illuminate my actions. "Have you read Catch-22?" I asked. "No." "Well, the main character in Catch-22 signed letters with funny names. So you got the idea from Catch-22." I resented the implication that I was a copycat signatory. "No, it was my own idea." A hard-faced man standing by O'Loughlin's desk, who turned out to be a detective with the Commonwealth Police Force, interrupted. "Do you take drugs?" he demanded gruffly. "No." "Are you a member of the Communist Party?" "No." "I want you to give me a sample of your handwriting." He indicated a pen and paper on O'Loughlin's desk. I wrote Hamlet's "to be or not to be" soliloquy in my neatest script. "That's enough, son. I don't want your life story," he sneered. O'Loughlin then said, "How many of these letters did you sign like this?" I felt it was prudent to underestimate the number of letters to which I'd given the Captain Fish treatment. "Oh, maybe 50 or so." 50, O'Loughlin spluttered. 50? I was glad I hadn't given an accurate estimate, more like 500 at least. "And just who is Captain Fish?" O'Loughlin demanded. "Is he a nickname for Arnold Kopp?" "No, he's a figment of my imagination." You've done a very foolish thing, young man. I want you to tender your resignation. If you don't, you'll be brought before the Public Service Tribunal. Given the seriousness of this matter, I'm sure they'll recommend that you be dismissed. I made a split-second decision and said, OK, I'll resign. Good. Write a statement to the effect that it's your intention to resign. I did so. O'Loughlin stood and steered me towards the door. Goodbye, son, he said with a hint of sadness in his voice. The end.
Come on. You got to get yourself together a bit for that. Like it's taking forever. I've got places to go, people to see, and it's just sort of, it's not professional enough.
This camera's dodgy, it's not my fault.
You're not getting enough sleep or something. Something's up. What's going on?
It is the centre of mediocrity.
No excuse, mate.
The mood I feel is the freedom I need. How it turns out is yet to be seen. I feel it in my soul, my story to be told. The big reveal is in the final scene. Roll on, look up, take 5. Make up on, oh what a sight. This is what we're living for, onward with the show, and march until the limelights.